Okay, guys, welcome to the monthly Team Inspire Curiosity Call. I see some new faces on the line, so I'm excited. Welcome, Tracy, and welcome, Michelle. Tracy's been rocking out with me for a little bit now, and I just recently got connected with Michelle through some liver donor groups. So welcome. I think that there were a couple people that are going to watch the recording, and we may have a few more that join us. So I'm going to get right into a screen share, you guys, because I got some cool visuals we're going to be hanging out with. This isn't one of them. Okay. So this is going to kind of, let's see if this wants to work tonight. There we go. Can you guys see it? Can you give me a thumbs up? You got it? Okay, cool. So these are just some of the things that we are going to be talking about tonight. Unfortunately, because of the nature of Zoom, we only get 40 minutes, and I need every ounce of that to kind of go through what I have to go through with you. That kind of cuts out a little bit of the question and answer at the end, but that's okay because I want you to be able to direct those questions to the person that invited you. So feel free to maybe jot down some things that you want to know or you have questions about as we go through this, and whoever invited you would be more than happy to go through that with you. So tonight we are going to talk about a little bit about my story, more so to give you a more of an idea of how Team Inspire was formed. It's not, I don't want this to be about the Heather show. I really want to paint the picture of what Team Inspire is all about as a sisterhood, because that's really how we operate and as a family unit. So that's just going to be a little brief overview. Who is Team Inspire? What the heck do we do on Team Inspire? What do we do as coaches? How do we earn an income? Some of the reward programs, different levels of coaching, which are all going to depend on, you know, where you're at in your life, what your goals are, what your current obligations are, and things like that, and how to make it official. Now, are we going to get into a big how to earn presentation tonight? No, we're not. You guys are going to get a brief overview tonight. And so, like I said, I want you to jot down some of the things that you want to know more about, and then we can get you whatever details that you need. We can add you to the team page as a guest, whatever you guys need, we're here to help you out with. So who is Team Inspire? I want to talk a little bit about where Team Inspire was founded, because it was founded way back in 11. Actually, Team Aloha was founded way back in 2011 by my coach, Marissa Myers, who I grew up with. Actually, we played softball together growing up. We went to high school together, and then went our separate ways, but I kind of kept track with her on MySpace at the time. Yep, MySpace. And I was really just kind of kept my eye on her because she was a traveling nurse. She lived in Hawaii. She lived in Vegas. She backpacked through Europe. So she was just my kind of girl traveling around. So I kind of kept in touch with her, but just a little bit more to see what kind of things she was doing. So in March of 2012, I had just really gotten to the point where I had it. I was at the top of my BMI. I was working a really high stress management job and was kicking my butt. I started developing some stress related digestive issues that were not fun at all. And I was a full-time smoker. I was like the former party girl. I waitressed for a long time. So for those of you that worked in the nighttime waitress crowd, you'd party and you'd, you know, just stay up at all hours and eat all kinds of junk and smoke and drink and get up and do it all over again. So that's kind of where I was at this point in my life. And Marissa must have saw something I posted, and she had reached out to me. At this time, I had already left my management job because I was forced to, really, literally dropped to my knees and forced to leave. So I was at this time on a journey of self-discovery, which I came from an Italian family. So if I didn't have the partner at the time I did in my life who convinced me to go find something I loved, I never would have done that, because money and bills and things like that were really my mindset. I had owned my own house and had filled it with all kinds of stuff, was driving around a big old Jeep Commander and traveling and all kinds of stuff. So I was at this time working at Jenny Craig for peanuts pretty much, but what I did discover there was my love of supporting others and helping them on their journey and motivating them every week. What I couldn't get behind was the food I was pulling out of the freezers, and eat this, you're gonna lose weight. You know, I was like, no, I had a love of food, so I just knew it wasn't right. So at this time, Marissa was reaching out to me, and I flat out ignored her. You guys, for any of you that know Marissa, She is what we call an insaniac. She was doing Shaun T's Insanity program. She had completed a marathon in Hawaii, like all these things I was seeing her do. She looked like a beast, and I was scared of her. I was like, I don't know what she's doing, but I can't do it. I psyched myself out of it before I even talked to her. So, she kept kind of coming around. And at the end of the day, whatever, the stars aligned, we had a conversation, and she convinced me that I did not need to start with Insanity, that I could start with a really wimpy Tony Horton program, Power 90, which isn't even out anymore. So that's what I did. I started with that, and I started with Shakeology. And, guys, that it was pretty much history, because I was so unhealthy that I started feeling the effects of Shakeology immediately. And when I would have given up or quit, I was plugged into this accountability group, and I had all these people there telling me I could do it and get back on track, Heather. It's okay. You made a mistake. I was learning about my nutrition, and I had a coach. I never had a coach before to reach out and support me on my path. So it was the perfect combination of fitness, nutrition, and support. So later on that year, I ended up becoming a discount coach just to specifically get a discount on my products. I had no intention at that time of becoming a coach. I started working my business seriously in January after a bad car accident, and I was left at home unable to work. And so this was like the one positive thing that I really had to put my time and effort and energy into, because I couldn't even do a whole lot. I couldn't even at my house, or at the time, like clean my house or do things that would have kept me sane. So this really was the positive thing I had to plug into, and I went all in. I was like, all right, well, I guess I'm going all in. This is what we're going to do. And I quickly realized that this is exactly the opportunity I had been looking for. It combined everything that I loved, as far as staying accountable to my own health and fitness goals, because those were first and foremost to me, still are. It allowed me to give back and to help others. And now that where I am, and I'm getting, calls and emails and messages all the time that I'm impacting, I'm inspiring, I'm changing people's lives. Like, to me, there's nothing better. It allows me to be my own boss. I always knew I wanted to go into business for myself, but I never knew doing what. And I never had a significant amount of capital to invest in opening up a business. Like, I don't have $50,000 sitting around waiting to open or invest in a business. So for me, this just made perfect sense. It was very organic. I started changing my life, and people started asking me. And when I started to see like all the travel opportunities with this position and coaching and all that, and all the different events they had, I was all in, man. So I worked for a long time on Team Aloha, and the way it kind of works, we're all still one family. But eventually, just like when you leave your family and you get married and you take on a new name, that's kind of what happens within our teams as well. I branched off and started Team Inspire in January of 2015, when I also underwent my liver transplant surgery. That's kind of when all these things started to really shift for me. In more ways than one. So we're always all still part of Team Aloha. I wanted everyone to kind of understand that a little bit. So now that I've told you about Team Aloha and Team Inspire and myself a little bit, for those of you that some of you that are going to be watching this may not have any experience with Team Beachbody. So I wanted to talk a little bit about Team Beachbody. Chances are, even if you're not familiar with Team Beachbody, you probably have heard of at least one of the products on this screen. So it was founded in 1998 by John Congdon and Carl Deichler. They started as a direct marketing company. We still are a direct marketing company, but they wanted to come up with a different and effective weight loss solution, and they did that in a big way with the launch of P90X. And P90X was a huge release. There's not too many people on the planet that haven't heard of P90X or Tony Horton. And in fact, his workouts, P90X3 specifically right now, is being used to train military personnel all over the world on military bases. So what they found, though, is people were buying this pretty intimidating program, and it was collecting dust on their shelves, and people weren't doing the program. And that was not what they wanted from this at all. They wanted really to help people change their lives. Our motto and our mission is to end the trend of obesity. So they knew that they had to do something to offer support, and that's how the coaching network was founded. That wasn't even founded until, I believe, like 2003-ish. So before that, people were just kind of flopping around with these programs and not getting the support and accountability and assistance that they really needed. So Beachbody is definitely the #1 at-home distributor of at-home workouts. Like I said, you've probably heard of a lot of these on the screen. There's even more since we've started. The one thing that is amazing about this company is if you're up late night or if you are flipping through channels, they spend millions of dollars on marketing. So that is, when you're opening up a business, marketing can equal buku bucks. So you're also talking about joining a company that they spend a lot of money on marketing because they see the draw. And all of that money they spend on marketing, like if people go to beachbody.com, they distribute all of those free leads to us coaches. So they don't keep any of that. We get free leads for reaching certain benchmarks, easy benchmarks in our business, but they want all of those people to have a coach, to have support. So it's not just about P90X and Insanity. Like I said, we offer fitness options or health plans for any level or where anybody is at. You have the intense, the P90X, the Insanity, the T25, the really high intensity kind of things. You also have things like PiYo that merge Pilates and yoga. You have things like Tai Chang, which is like Tai Chi, but it was founded by our Dr. Tai Chang. And it's really great for people that are recovering from surgeries, that have lost their mobility, that are elderly, that have just undergone surgery or things like that. And then for people that are not ready to work out, we have amazing things like Shakeology, which I will get into, and things like the 3-day refresh or the 21-day ultimate reset, which is what I'm doing right now, which is, you guys, there's no healthy program like this out on the market. And I can say that with confidence because the one thing you need to know about Beachbody is they use all natural products. You do not find fillers, additives, artificial ingredients. You will not take a cleanse that forces you to lose control of your bowels. Like, there's nothing gentle or harsh in anything that we do. So Beachbody is an MLM or a network marketing, which means you earn through direct and team sales. This is not a pyramid scheme, which I want to address right off the bat, because I know people hear MLM, they think Amway, they think, oh my God, like what is that? And that's what I thought when I first heard of it. And I didn't know anything about MLM. And now I'm like, it's amazing. It allows you to grow as big as you want to grow. But the direct definition for a pyramid scheme is offering services or products to people with pretty much no intention of delivering. So you're not adding value. You're not really selling a product. People up at the top are getting rich while people at the bottom are like, well, what the heck? Nothing's going on. And so there really are some companies out there that gave MLM a bad name. But I can promise you with what we are doing, we do not succeed or we do not grow a business unless we are changing lives, period. And in fact, I tell people, try it for a month. If you don't like it, return it. Get 100% of your money back. You can use a whole bag of Shakeology and return it for a full refund. I am not about selling things to people that they don't need or want. I'm about changing people's lives. So you only build a successful business if you're doing that, period, end of story. I want to get into a little bit about what a coach is and what they may not be. Notice I said may not, because a coach could be some things on this list, but I know there's a lot of misconceptions about having certain certifications or backgrounds. So a coach may not be a fitness expert. I had no fitness background whatsoever other than some sports I had played in high school when I started. They may not be a personal trainer, and this is why I put may not, because some are. Beachbody is a wonderful opportunity to weave into existing businesses as far as naturopaths, personal trainers, yoga instructors, because it gives them a full circle kind of business diagram where they can have contact and support and accountability for their clients 7 days a week instead of maybe just the hour you see them a month or the hour you see them a week. And it also allows them to offer meal plans and those amazing supplements we were talking about. You don't have to be at your goal weight. And in fact, I encourage you to not get tripped up on this one because coaching isn't about saying, I'm perfect, follow this plan, I'm going to show you how to do this. It's about saying, I'm changing my life, join me. these are the struggles I've come from. Being a coach really has a lot to do with sharing your story and being real and being open. And that makes you approachable. And that makes people want to join you. So you definitely don't have to be at your goal weight. And in fact, people do really well when they're not at their goal weight because it makes them really real. You don't have to be a nutritionist. I knew nothing about nutrition when I started this journey, and I'm getting ready to start my 4th year. I'm at about 3.5 years coaching now, and this is all just stuff I've learned along the way. We're going to talk about personal development, but I just keep learning and growing and expanding my knowledge, and that's just all part of the journey. So you don't have to have any knowledge right now. You don't have to know how to sell, and in fact, this has nothing to do with selling. I know that's hard to believe, but it really doesn't. This is a relationship and a connection business. I connect with people. I genuinely am looking for what needs they have in their life. Sometimes I can help, sometimes I can't. Sometimes they're ready, sometimes they're not. I am just genuinely looking to connect with people and help them if that's what it is they're looking for. So there is no selling required. And in fact, we have a really awesome training program that is going to teach you step by step how to connect with people and how to deal with social media and things like that. You do not have to know a ton of people. When I started coaching, my Facebook was locked down like Fort Knox. I think I had less than 100 friends. Again, part of the training is we teach you how to expand your network, and that happens over time too. You don't have to have a business background. I'm going to get into the training more, but we grow as a team. You are constantly exposed to trainings, different kinds of seminars we're doing, calls, all kinds of things. You guys are not going to have to want for anything. You won't ever be sitting there like, what do I do next? No, that's not how we roll. You don't have to have a great deal of extra time. Your coach is going to help you kind of set up your business structure depending on what your goals are, how much time you have to invest, and what your current schedule is. So that's going to look a little different for different people. I strongly think that you need, I think you can really do this with a power hour. Now, the more time you have to invest, the faster you're going to grow, the faster your business is going to grow, the faster you're going to reach your goals. But if you do have a full-time job, that is what I think the minimum is. And I'm not saying you have to do that 7 days a week. Maybe you do a power hour 5 days a week. But for people that have less than 5 hours a week, I'm very honest with them, and this may not be the right time for you. It may not be the right time or the right opportunity for you, and maybe circle back around when you can make a little more of a commitment. Because the last thing I want is for anyone to waste their time or to think they're going to be growing a business when they're not. So you can always, again, reach out to the person that sent you this and lay it out with them, and they can tell you if this is a good time or if it's doable or not. I'm going to move this photo box over so I can see this side. Okay. So a coach is a normal person. For those of you that know me, I am definitely a normal person. So we're not like these weirdos that just came out of the woodworks, like that were personal trainers or things like that. So we're just normal people. A coach is not perfect. People know me. I still need my accountability groups to stay on track. I don't jump out of bed with my workout shoes on and eat perfectly every day. No, we're all here. And in fact, a lot of coaches become coaches to make sure they stay accountable to their health and wellness goals. They're interested in staying on track, like I just said, with their own health and wellness goals. You love helping other people on whatever level that might be for you. That's definitely a requirement for this job because we are all about helping and healing the planet. You must be motivated and driven. For those of you that have never worked at home, there's no boss over your shoulders saying, "Hey, did you do that today? Did you fill out your Team Inspire business activity tracker? Did you reach out and start those conversations? Did you attend that call?" No, you have to be driven. And that is something, again, we're going to help you with training as far as connecting to your why, making it visual, goal setting, all those kind of things that really help you reach your goals. You have to be teachable. I was pretty hard-headed when I started this, and I didn't like to hear maybe there's a different way, or maybe if you worded it like this, I was like, no, leave me alone. And you have to be teachable. The more teachable you are, now I'm open. Now I'm like, that's a great way to look at that, or who can I learn from, or who's doing it different ways. I am all about learning as much as I can from as many different people as I can. You have to be a person that's like being proof the product works. You're doing your workouts. You're being a good health example. You guys will get to know me, and I know that Tracy already does. I'm big into mind, body, spirit. So I have to emanate that mind, body, spirit. I can't be like preaching mind, body, spirit and off like smoking cigarettes and like having road rage. Okay. I can't, recommend this amazing superfood shake that is just full of all these vitamins and nutrients and ingredients, and it contains all your daily fruits and vegetables. And then they say, well, what flavor do you like? And I'm like, oh, I don't drink it. No, you have to be living proof that these things are impacting your life. So that's a big part of it too. A person who leads by example. You're growing your own business, so the way isn't always paved. Are you going to have support? Are you going to have mentorship? Yes, but you also have to step outside of your comfort zone and be real on the areas that you need to address to grow as a person and with your business. Someone who wants to invest in themselves. That's the one thing you will be plugging into with Team Inspire and Team Beachbody. We are big into personal development, and that, you guys, is what has shifted my whole entire life, not just my business. There we go. So what do we actually do as coaches? Being coaches is all about what I talked about first and foremost, just being proof that we're out there. I mean, I have attracted more people into my world by just being motivating and inspiring and spreading gratitude and, offering free tips. Whether it be a free recipe or whether it be maybe a video I saw or something that could help somebody. We are showing results from not only ourselves, but from our groups. And it's not just about that number on the scale. I post all the time if someone can fit into an old pair of jeans. Like, who can't connect to that? Who doesn't have an old pair of jeans that they don't want to fit into? Or when someone is making headway on their depression just because they've been plugged into this motivation and support, or when someone has completely gotten off of all medications because they are addressing their nutrition and because they have started Shakeology. I can't tell you guys how many people I've gotten off of insulin with Shakeology just because it's amazing. So when we start addressing our health and when we start sharing that and when we start just radiating who we are and what we're trying to do, then that's what a coach does. We hold online health and accountability groups to offer. They're all held in Facebook. They're all private, so our stuff isn't aired out all over the place. But we're posting our workouts in there. We're keeping each other accountable. We're posting recipes. We're being friends, and we're branching out on social media. We are, just reaching out on different platforms and sharing our story. First and foremost, we are sharing our story. So I know that, we got into a lot of the passion. So a lot of you might be thinking, well, how do I actually earn radiating my authentic self and sharing my passion? So I want to get into a little bit of this, but again, this is going to be something you get into with the person that invited you for detail. And maybe you take a round at the Rock the Basics group just to see if it's your fit. You guys will get to know me too. You can change your mind at any time. If it's for you, cool. If it's not for you, that's cool too. You can go as slow or as fast as you want to. You can, maybe your goal is just to pay for your Shakeology. It's made a difference in your life and you want to learn to pay for your product. And we're going to talk about the different levels of coaching. So the way that you can earn is when anybody orders anything through your website or through Team Beachbody, you earn a 25% retail commission off that. So if you have a monthly Shakeology customer and they order every month, you get your 25% on that every month. Whether it's a supplement, whether it's a fitness program, whether it's a challenge pack, which combines everything that they need to get started based on what their goals are. You'll pair them with the right program and things like that. And then you can also get an additional retail income if someone signs up for a club membership, which gives them access to the Beachbody On Demand, meal planner tools, trainer tips, things like that. The On Demand has been a big feature because you can take it with you, you can travel, and you can have your workouts with you on the laptop. So there's all different kinds of, it's not just fitness programs, it's supplements, it's Shakeology, it's workout bands, it's dumbbells, it's blah, 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 blah. I can go on and on. So that is going to be your immediate I'm going to make a little bit of cash money. That's going to be your pay for your product. That's going to be maybe buy a massage, some shoes. Your long-term, I'm going to retire, I'm going to wanderlust, I'm going to travel and do amazing things. That's going to come from your family growing, Team Inspire growing as a team. And the way that looks like is if someone enrolls as a discount coach, preferred customer, maybe someone that just wants a discount on their products, or if they sign up to work their business, you are going to start earning volume. And I'm not going to get into exactly what that means, but just know that that starts to add up to dollars. You also start to, at the bottom here, you can see there's different ranks in reaching your business. Again, I'm not going to go through what those mean, but just know that there's different ways to bonus at each level. And once you also become, reach a certain rank, you also start earning a percentage off what your coaches are making. So where that starts off as, okay, that started off as an $18 team cycle bonus. Once you've been around for a while and you've invested the time, effort, and energy, you can be bonusing $12,000 a week. So that adds up, and that once you get that ball rolling, once you get to the point where you're duplicating yourself, your business is growing independently of you. And you could go travel for a month, which is one of my big dreams, is to just be able to travel and go on maybe some retreats, or I want to hold retreats and I want to be able to travel and do different charity kind of things. And to be able to know that I can take a month off from my business and it's still growing, that's worth investing a little bit of time or coming up with a power hour, in my opinion. So yeah, that's the best way that your team is going to grow when your family grows. Beachbody is amazing at offering rewards too. They always have things going to keep us, and our business is going to offer us incentives and rewards. In 2014, because I made Success Club every month, and I'm not going to get into that either, but it's a very easy rank. It just means you're moving your business forward and you're helping people. You can earn Success Club by as little as helping 3 people a month. So in 2014, I went on an all expenses paid cruise. I had to pay for my airfare, but I was in a beautiful ocean view room. And because I made Success Club every month, they gave me an additional $500 in spending money. And I was able to take my partner. So they do a Success Club trip every year. We have every couple months or so, they do a Team Beachbody Cup where you can win cool prizes. We have a yearly coach summit event in it's been in Nashville. It's going to be in Nashville again next year, but it's off the hook. It is motivation. It's inspiration. They roll out the red carpet. You get training from the top coaches. You network with your team. It's amazing, you guys. I have never left a Beachbody event like that without crying and being like shook to my very core. They have the most amazing motivational speakers from around the world come and talk to us. If you get really fancy and you get into like the top 50 or the top 20 or the top 10, they start really rolling out the carpet for you. This last year, the top 10 went to France, and everything, all expenses paid, and they just spoil the heck out of them. If you become elite, which is another benchmark in your business, they have retreats in like Santa Barbara, California, Dana Point, things like that. But they're always doing something, you guys, to really, they want you to feel rewarded, and they want you to reach these goals in your business, which is just amazing, because if you're in corporate America, it just doesn't work like that anymore. So why should you choose Team Inspire? There's all kinds of Beachbody teams out there. Well, I can tell you that we have a lot of success on this team. Marissa Myers, you'll see in the bottom, she's an elite coach. She has replaced her 6-figure nurse anesthetist income. And I'm not saying that to throw out numbers. I'm saying that so you guys know that if you made this decision, you'd be joining a successful team. This is my full-time income. We have a great training program where we really do teach you how to connect with people. We teach you all about social media, how to find your niche, because it's not just about being a Beachbody coach. My niche is mind, body, spirit balance. I use Beachbody tools to enhance my brand, but my specific brand is mind, body, and spirit balance, and I work with live liver donors. So we have some other people on the team. I have a woman who specializes, her niche is women that ride horses, and that's her niche. I have dog walkers. I have marathon runners. So this is not about being a Beachbody coach. We teach you how to define your brand. So if you were going to open up a magazine, what would that magazine say? What would it look like? What would it tell us about your life? You know, what would we get to know about you? Oops, go back. So there are 3 levels of coaches, in my opinion. There is a discount coach, someone who just wants a discount. They don't want to run a business, which is totally fine. I often call them preferred customers too. They get 25% off, and they have a $15.95 per month fee. There's no monthly volume, obligation, requirements, just that fee. They have to stay current on that $15.95 fee to keep their business going. And then I think there's like a part-time, and that could be whatever that is for you. Maybe you just want to pay for your product. Maybe you have a few people in mind you want to help. Maybe you want to, spend or plan for 1 vacation a year, or maybe you have a car bill you want to pay for, whatever that might be for you. That to me is a part-time coach, and that is going to be based on, again, both levels, whether it's dream chaser or part-time coach, is going to be based on, again, whatever you want, your goals, your hours, your schedule. This is not a one-size-fits-all kind of opportunity. I really do tailor this to fit where you're at and what you want. So that's going to be the same thing, the $15.95 monthly fee. And depending on how far you want to go with your business, there's a few different fees, like you need your club membership once you reach your Emerald ranked, and that allows you to have free Beachbody leads. But we'll go over all of that depending on what your goals are. So ask the right questions. If you're like, I've had people tell me, well, Heather, I'd love to join your team. I see all kinds of stuff about Team Inspire, and you seem like you're really good at what you do. But my friend's cousin's sister just started with Beachbody, and I got to go with her. So here are the questions I want you guys to ask that friend's brother's cousin, sister, whatever. Are you an active coach or a discount coach? Is this person just looking for a discount, or are they an active building coach that is building a business? Make sure you ask what kind of upline support you would have access to. So who's on the team? What kind of success do you have on your team? How long has your team been going? Really ask these questions. Who would my upline diamond and star diamond coaches be? You don't have to know what that means. Just know that you're asking who is successful on the team. Who could I go to for business mentorship if I had questions or needed anything? Do you offer or have access to any additional training? Our training program is awesome. So make sure you're asking that person, what kind of training would I have available if I joined your team? Do you have a weekly team call? Team Inspire is a weekly team call that is really beneficial. It helps us all get to know each other. When we go to Summit every year, you don't feel like you're meeting strangers. We do video calls, so you feel like you're meeting sisters. You feel like you're just reconnecting. It's amazing. What is your coaching style? Make sure you connect with that person. You don't have to have the same vision, but you want to connect with that person and their style, so you have that in a mentor. What is your vision? What is their, again, you don't have to share the same vision, but what's their vision for the team? What do you see them doing? I always recommend aligning yourself with someone so you can be inspired by that person. Like attracts like, so I'm attracting a lot of women that want freedom and mind, body, and soul balance and wanderlust and all those things. But ask the right questions. This is really important. And you can see the Team Inspire calendar. I do that every month, so my team knows what they can invite to every month, and we run things together as a family. You're never off on your own until you're ready to be on your own and run your own team. So I can definitely appreciate it if someone has a friend that's doing this or whatever, but would you just go into business with a friend? If you had $50,000 to $100,000 to invest, what questions would you ask to make sure that you are in line with that friend before you go into business with them? So pretty much all you have to do to make this official, some of you on the call or that are watching the call are probably already discount coaches, because the number one place coaches come from is getting awesome results like I did on their own. You've been in the groups, you've been exposed to your coach, you've been in an accountability group, and you've received the support, the motivation, maybe you've received awesome results. So if you're already a discount coach, you just have to reach out to this person, your upline coach, and tell them I'm ready to start my business. There's nothing additional you need to do. You're already enrolled. You just have to say, I'm ready to start my business, and they will put you in touch with the first Rock the Basics group, which is our training program. If you want to just check out the training program, like I said, you can. You don't have to make any commitments. This is all about whatever you guys need. If you are not currently a coach or a challenger or a customer, then that would be our first step, is to pair you with your plan. So you would need to, again, just reach out to whoever invited you to this call so they can really talk to you. That's one of the things that we do. It's not just, here, try this, it's on sale. It's, what do you want to accomplish? And let's figure out what's going to be best for you. So I'm going to leave you guys with a call to action. The reality of the situation is we're going to work our butts off regardless. Okay, so my question to you is, are you investing in your dreams or somebody else's dreams? I know I personally spent a long time investing in someone else's dreams. And when I left that management job, after putting my heart and soul into that job and developing health issues, you guys know what? I walked away with nothing. He offered me $1,000 to sign a non-compete clause. I was like, you got to be kidding me. Like, and these were people I viewed as my family. I worked at a really small company. So don't think that you can't be replaced. I have watched top-level executives in my family this year get laid off when they thought they were going to retire and have a future and have sound, secure things happening for them. So what kind of life do you want to live? I know for me, I said enough is enough. I don't want to sit behind a desk. I want to be able to work anywhere with a laptop. My why is freedom. So I want to be able to, my biggest goal by next summer is to buy an RV so I can travel around the country, so I can go to people's houses, coaches, customers, get them set up. Like, do we need to clean out your cupboards? Do we need to go shopping? Do we need to create a workout schedule for you? If you are signing up to be a coach, do you need me to come to your house? Do you need me to help you set up your inbox, to help you start using your business tracker? That is my dream. Your dream might be to be at home with your kids, or your dream might be to work part-time, that you really love your job, but maybe you just want a little more time. Maybe you want to buy a vacation house. I don't know what it is for you, but whatever that is, I highly recommend doing something that motivates you, that you are passionate about. Because if you're just thinking, I'm going to work my fingers to the bone, and then when I can, I'm going to slow down. We are not promised tomorrow, and we are not promised our health. And by the time you get there, are you going to be worn out and like wasted and not even able to enjoy the best parts of your life? Or do you want to start working towards that now? And I'm not saying leave this webinar and go quit your job. I'm saying we can start there. If investing an hour a day in 1 to 4 years, and I say 1 to 4 years because remember, like I said, everyone's different based on your time, your needs, your goals, your desires. But in 1 to 4 years, if you had complete freedom, or if you were living the life of your dreams, you have to decide if that's worth it. It might take a sacrifice of you not watching a TV show, or you getting a little less sleep, or you cutting out a bowling league, or whatever that may be, but you have to figure out if that's worth it. So we're about to get cut off. I want to thank you guys for getting on tonight. Please reach out to the person that invited you and ask them your questions, or let them know if you want to join the Rock the Basics. We get started again on October 5th. So like I said, even if you want to check it out or join our Team Inspire page to see what we're all about, I'd be happy to do whatever you guys need. So thank you for taking the time to join, you guys. Have a good night, okay? Bye.